it's Onique and Victoria, and you may know us from social media, you may know us personally, school, might be friends or family, or you may not even know us at all. But we have an important message to share with you today.
So this week, the 23rd of March to the 1st of February, is Eating Disorders Awareness Week, which is a week which is close and personal to both of us. And
there's quite a lot of stereotypes related to eating disorders, and people aren't aware that those aren't true. Especially with anorexia, it's an eating disorder that is actually a mental illness, not a physical illness. People think that it's an illness about being thin, but it's actually not. That's just a side effect that comes from it.
Aspects of it come along, and a lot of the time if you have to talk to someone with anorexia, you get a lot of comments about their weight, but that's on the outside. Like, if you were to look into it, it's really not about the weight.
No. And that's where people get so confused and it doesn't get noticed or made aware of. People get the support so late and it could be prevented.
I mean, so many people get hospitalised and there's not enough beds because mental health funding keeps getting cut. And if people were to have step in before you got so physically ill that you couldn't do anything, then it would save so much money and it would save so many lives.
People get sent to units hours away from their family. I was lucky that I was only sent to a unit about an hour away from me, but that was still horrible and the worst experience of my life. That could have been prevented if sufficient help and support was put in place before to stop me from getting to such a bad state.
There's a lot of stigma towards it, that people think if you're not physically ill, you're not ill, and mentally ill. I was turned away by the NHS because I was physically fine and they couldn't offer me help because there was nothing wrong with me because my weight was fine. So now my mum has to pay for treatment because it's the first treatment that I've properly gotten that's actually helped me after being a year under NHS services nearly. But now the only treatment I can get, which, don't get me wrong, is amazing, is paid for.
Something needs to be done about it, and we just want to make awareness of eating disorders and that there is support out there, but the stigma needs to be reduced in order for people to accept the help.
People need to start talking about it. Like, people watching this video may not have known any of this before watching the video, or even suspected either of us to be making this kind of video. But
a lot of people hide it because it's embarrassing.
It's not it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's a medical illness, but it's frowned upon and you don't talk about it because it's a taboo. No one talks about it, but it needs to be talked about.
It needs to open up a bit more.
People need to realise it's a medical illness and it's a mental illness, and it's not something you want. You don't ask for it. You don't want it.
No.
And we're here if anyone ever wants to talk or needs help or advice or anything.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.